3 mods for the price of 1. Get your Ahvenisto freaks right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and to It's a Mod world where we test different mods for different sims to see if they add to our enjoyment. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Finland. Pity that this country has almost no motorsport history. Let's not count the Kovalainens, Letos, Bottas, Häkkinens, Vatanens, Mikkolas, Salonens, Kankonens, Makinens, Gronholms, Reikkonens, Rosbergs, KK, not the other one, and all those. Let's not talk about folk racing, let's talk about Ahvenisto. This complex track with enormous height differences and its diverse curves is not for the faint of heart, and we found 3 different mods for Assetto Corsa in our database. Let's see where they differ and which of them I can recommend. Before we start, remember that if you want to be informed about new videos, click subscribe and also click on the bell and become part of the ever-growing RomRom family. Yeah, I took a tattoos instead of the BMW I normally take because the first race ever in Ahvenisto was a Formula 3 race, so it felt fitting. Although all types of vehicles race here, including motorbikes. It's Finland after all. If it can be driven, it will be raced. Anyway, this Ahvenisto from the 1960s has from all 3 the most charm based on the graphics and the way it feels like you are really racing this track on its first year, 1967. It's extremely bumpy and the force feedback is not very good. I could not feel the track very well, other than the bumps. The AI racing line doesn't seem to be very good, as out of 19 AIs only 3 made it. I had AIs retiring left and right. All in all, okay-ish, and as you can see, the track per se is bonkers. Great fun. This mod seems to be a version of the track from sometime in the 2000s or 2010s, maybe even from 2017, but it doesn't say anywhere. While the graphics are not bad, it does not have the charm of the 60s version, and still the mod taxed out my graphics card, a GTX 2070, enormously, to the point where I had a couple of issues with the VR. Nothing horrible, but still. The force feedback is better than in the 1960s versions and it is less bumpy. The omission of any distance markers made it difficult to drive though, and all in all, while it's drivable and not bad by any means of the word, it's still not the best of the 3 in my opinion. Of all 3, this is the one that, based on the videos I've seen, is truer to how Ahvenisto is. It helps also that it's the one with a better force feedback. Still bumpy though, even if Yazo says in the text he accompanies the mod with that he just put the bumps how he felt they should go, as he only had YouTube videos as information, so no wonder it feels the most similar to the information we have based on the videos. We seem to be doing a self-fulfilling prophecy here. The force feedback is not perfect, but it's acceptable, and at least we have some distance markers. Also, it did not tax the VR the way Ansi's version did. Well, time for a nice finishing Finnish vodka, even if I personally prefer the Ukrainian, but none of that licorice vodka, eh? I'd say for the charm of it, I prefer Sergio Loro's 1967 Ahvenisto, for the driving feeling, Yazo's one from 2019. Also because the braking points are easier to find and because it's nearer to reality, as far as we can tell. I like to be driving like in some Finnish version of Monte Carlo with people all around and a slight feeling of party in 1967. The other 2 were very dry, giving some kind of concentrate on the driving, don't think of the party feeling. And that somehow is not the Finnish way, is it? Come on ya Finns, back me up here. But if we concentrate on the driving, I'd go for Yazo's version, as the force feedback is acceptable, the driving feeling quite good, and the AI racing line the best of all 3. You won't go wrong with any of these 3 anyway, they're all okay. Not excellent, but okay. And rest assured, you won't go wrong checking the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other at the podium.
Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.